Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Big Apple Baseball Banter. The hot stove is heating up. We got a lot to talk about news-wise, and also the Phillies organization is a complete crock of shit. Let's banter. All right, welcome back to another episode of Big Apple Baseball Banter, joined by your hosts, Elias and Ben. We got quite a bit to talk about. You can call it the number 585-622-4931. Get on the show, give your opinions, all sorts of stuff, questions, all that. I'm going to bring on my co-host, Big Apple Ben. That's your new nickname. Or
Let's go.
Bronx Boy Ben, Yankee fan.
Bronx Boy Ben.
Yeah, or Bronx Bomber Ben. I was thinking about that. I'm like, we need a good nickname for when I call you on. Mr.
Really?
Bronx Bomber Ben. We'll change it. I don't know. One of the three. Why don't you tell the people about our Instagram page and our new saying on our Instagram?
Oh, yeah. So if you haven't heard, big.apple.baseball.banter is the hottest Instagram page like ever. And we're known for breaking every MLB news out there just like 1 hour late.
Yep. Well,
It's
we are on time today, but the
yeah.
past couple moves that we'll get to, we didn't even mention on there because it's a Mets move kind of happened today, but turns out we'll probably get a flag for false information on there, but I posted a story. I'm like, okay, not official yet. We'll get into that. It's James McCann, if anyone was wondering. But a lot to talk about. We'll start with the Mets and Yankees stuff just because it's obviously more of a Yankees and Mets central show. But then we'll get to kind of chronologically some of the other news that's happened. So the Mets kind of signed James McCann today. James McCann was actually the second catcher on the White Sox, but he was very good. He just got replaced by Yasmani Grandal, who he actually outplayed that year. I actually got them.
Sure.
Yeah, I got them both on my fantasy team, so when one of them wasn't playing, I just have the other. It's pretty smart.
Yeah.
But White Sox weren't keeping him because you're not going to pay, a ton of money for a backup catcher, and he wouldn't want to, stay there to, sit and, DH or play first base or something. So, now in the reaction, so funny how I first heard this news. So, me and Ben were in Zoom school together, and we're in the same class for one class, and we were put in what's called a breakout room. You guys, everyone probably is on Zoom school. I know it sucks, but and we got put in these breakout rooms. And when I opened up my Instagram, I saw that James McCann signed, and at first I was not happy. I threw my hat on the ground.
Oh yeah.
The two other people in the room were probably really confused. So sorry to them. And I was like, yo, Ben, McCann to the
Our loyal
Mets.
fans.
Yeah, I was like, McCann to the Mets. And you're like, why are you mad, man? I'm like, well, I wanted Real Muto. But honestly, I've kind of grown on it because now you can afford to sign another guy. Now, originally, I wanted Real Muto and I wanted Bauer. Now,
Dream team.
yeah, you could actually sell me on McCann, Bauer, and Springer. Now, because the second best center fielder is way behind the best center fielder. Jackie Bradley Jr. is nowhere near George Springer. James McCann now, I wouldn't say necessarily close to Real Muto. It's not super far, and for the price, especially for the the position. Now, I don't think people are saying, "Oh, we want McCann because Real Muto is going to cost so much." Well, the thing is, who else is going to pay him? He's not going to cost that much if no one else pays him. Philly said they're not bringing him back, which we're going to get to. I mentioned in the intro that the Phillies are a garbage organization right now. Well, yeah, they kind of always are.
I mean, maybe they should get a general manager.
Maybe they should do a lot
Just
of
an
things.
idea.
We'll get into that. Hey, Mets need one too. So, although we got a former general manager making the moves as team president right now. But yeah, winter meetings are going on. So it looks like James McCann will sign for the Mets. I think it's a 4-year deal. I think $60 million is what I saw. That's kind of an overpay. $15 million AAV, not awful, but not great. But I was thinking more, 12, 13, kind of in that range.
Yeah, 13.
This is only a guy with, 2 productive seasons, was kind of garbage in Detroit.
1.5.
Yeah. Like he was an all-star in 2019, but he kind of had a cold second half. But
Mhm.
yeah, with Detroit, most hitters suck there because of the ballpark. But he really turned into a stud the with the White Sox, and now it looks like he's going to be the Mets catcher. Now, I did get a tweet from John Heyman, so take it with a grain of salt. What the hell? Why is my phone? Oh, stupid Instagram reel. I'm sorry if you heard that. Some random thing started. All right, let me uh here's the tweet from John Heyman, as Draft Deck Mark called him the sauce boss. Because he said he's always like hitting the sauce because I think he got blocked by him or something. I don't even know. But while Mets are talking to James McCann, has been reported in several places, and he may be the most likely starting catcher option for the Mets. It is thought that the team is still in touch with JT Realmuto. Now, yeah, but also I'm kind of starting to buy that report that Realmuto just didn't want to play in New York. I honestly kind of buy that at this point.
That would make sense. I mean,
Yeah,
you,
like I love New York's my favorite city on the earth, but I understand why someone wouldn't want to live there. Now
yeah.
don't necessarily have to. Like you live in Long Island, that's kind of inconvenient. Well, with with Queens, it depends where you're at. It could be kind of close, but I understand why.
Mhm.
But if you're paying out of the wazoo, like if you're paying so much money that they won't even care, you might be a garbage, rebuilding team if they're trying to secure the bag. So if assuming that McCann signs with the Mets, where do you think Real Muto is going to go?
Uh, I think he's going to the Angels
Yeah,
because they're gonna get one of them. They're gonna get one of them. Like one of these years, they're bound to finally land that guy.
they've
And I
landed a
mean, if
guy
the
every
Mets,
year. They got Rendon last year. What good did that do for them? What's when the
well,
Yankees?
no, I was referring to Cole more so because he was the biggest name.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
always after
Bauer's their guy. I don't think
either way. I think the Mets are still gonna get Bauer though.
I did too.
So I think that would leave the door open for JT, which I think that's where the Angels are gonna strike.
How about the Blue Jays?
They're getting Springer.
No, there's it looks like the Mets are getting him, and that's not just my Mets bias. Every Buster Olney said he would bet his farm or something.
Well,
Um,
you need a dark horse candidate. You need a
you
dark
do,
horse.
you do, you do. No, as much as catcher's definitely a weak position in the league, a lot of teams, especially these younger rebuilding teams, aren't looking to get a catcher. And a lot of them already have good catch. The catching play has improved a lot, but it's just crazy that there's not that many suitors for the best catcher in the sport. That's the one thing I'm upset about James McCann. People are like, oh, you can get more free agents. Well, when else are you going to be able to sign the best player at their position? That almost
That is
never
very true.
happens.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Real Muto is a special player, and like Grandal's, I would say second best catcher. I don't even know if it's necessarily that close. Especially
Oh,
forgetting the
definitely
year
not,
Grandal
especially after
had.
last year.
Yeah.
No way.
So kind of bummed we're not getting Real Muto, especially to take him from Philly because I know some Phillies fans who
They're not getting him back. Don't
oh
worry
they're not
about it.
getting him back, but it would be nice to take it from them. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
But it looks like McCann and Springer will be met soon. Winter meetings, obviously, Zoom winter meetings are going on right now. Um, they're probably having breakout rooms with people throwing their hats when some player signed with someone they didn't want.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So wait, back to Real Mood. Like the thing with the Angels though is they didn't get Cole, they signed Rendon. They didn't get Bauer, they signed Real Muto. It's like they're thinking, oh, let's get someone that'll help these garbage pitchers we have, like a better catcher, better defense at third base. But you need to get the pitcher themselves. If they don't get Bauer, I would just say sign a ton of mid-level guys. Sign Odorizzi, sign who else? Paxton, sign
Paxton.
sign some Taiwan Walker, like some of these mid-tier, low-tier guys. But they
Low
got the
risk
money.
kind of guy.
Yeah, yeah. And they got the money. Yeah, they don't want, some high risk like Matt Harvey or someone. Um but they need to I think they need yeah, Real Muto, it would make sense for them. Who's their starting catcher right now? Max Stassi, I think, and he actually started out. I think he actually had a pretty good year last year, but
Oh really?
yeah, I looked at his stats yesterday because I was just looking through. I'm like, dude, I feel like the whole MLB community, if they either want a player to sign with their favorite team or the Angels, so Mike Trout gets help. Like it seems that way every time.
Or
It's
they
like
just know that no matter what happens, no matter who the Angels sign, they're not going to be good.
they do have a new regime in place though, so um, I think they'll be good soon. To be honest, and they got some young talent in that lineup. So they got that first baseman we talked about on our I
Matt
mentioned on our underrated list. What's his?
Tice or Dice. He's
Yeah,
kind of
and then
old. He's 28.
yeah, what was he like a 36th round pick we were talking about or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you
I
have
wouldn't call him
Brandon
a
Marsh,
young.
Joe Adell, Mike Trout, Justin Upton, guys like that.
Hmm. There's your.
Fletcher,
Did
Fletcher's
you
gonna probably be your second baseman. What are you saying?
did David Fletcher?
Yeah. Oh, the goat.
David Fletcher?
How did that shit even start, man?
I
It was
don't know.
some
Something about
what like
fruit gummy.
Bartolo's memes or something.
Probably. Something about fruit gummy.
All right. Um. So, just some. I kind of updated my Mets mock a bit. So now, assuming Real Muto's out, my priority is bringing Springer in now, and this will shake up the lineup a little bit. And let me explain why. So, um, the this is another piece of news that I made a video about. I am so pissed off about this that there's probably not going to be a DH in the National League next year.
Oh
And the
my
reason why
God.
is because of like some bargaining. I was listening to Talking Baseball. They were talking about having it was for like bargaining reasons in the CBA or something. It's like this doesn't benefit anyone because
No.
I saw some people talking about, oh, it's the owners because they don't want to pay for a designated hitter. People don't understand a designated hitter isn't a specific position. You put any player you want at designated
Yeah.
hitter, they can hit.
It
So
can
you don't want to
rotate.
yeah, exactly. You don't want to pay a guy to be your designated hitter. Call some scrub up from your minor leagues. Boom, there's your designated hitter. It makes no sense. And from a financial aspect, it makes more sense because now you aren't risking your pitchers from injury. Think about this.
Yes.
Think about this.
Yes.
Mike Soroka, Braves, he's probably their ace, or
Oh
one
yeah,
of
for sure.
yeah. Tore his Achilles last year. Now he has to swing the bat and run the bases after a torn Achilles.
Oh my God.
Now I know
Oh my
he's going to be
God.
fully recovered from it, but it's definitely a risk, to re-aggravate it from running
Yeah.
around the bases and hitting. Which I've never really I kind of forgot what his swing looks like because who cares? I wonder if he's got a big leg kick that'll tear that Achilles. But um, yeah, hopefully he hits lefty, so it's not the same leg. But
Nice little switch hitting pitcher.
oh, they exist, and one of
Yep,
those
Lance Lynn.
Lance Lynn. I was about to say one of them we're about to talk about very shortly. Um, and then or you got switch pitchers, the goat Pat Venditti.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Marlins legend.
Well, he was a Yankees draft pick originally. It took him like 8 years to make it up. He's been like on every team.
Did you know that he almost was in the same bullpen as Tyler Rogers at one point?
Oh yeah, the Giants. I was about to
So
mention
close.
I need it. When I introduce you on the show, I have to talk about the Tyler Rogers #1 fan.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep, that's perfect. That's the intro right there.
yeah, yeah. Big Apple
Mike Rowe
Ben,
says the
Tyler
same.
Rogers, #1 fan. Introduce our Instagram exactly. All right. So, and I want to talk some more Mets stuff. Um, about these two trade proposals I saw on Instagram, which for some reason Mets fans were like, "Oh God, no." Mets fans, I know we don't have that many prospects, or like we have some great young players, but there's nothing wrong with upgrading. Like
Yeah.
some of these, I read you the trade that you earlier, and you're like, "Oh, I would do those in a heartbeat." Well, most
Mhm.
people are like, "I wouldn't do that." I'm like, "Okay,
Are you
that's
kidding
crazy."
me?
All right, the first one is from the Reds, Sonny Gray for Andres Jimenez and Drew Smith. This kind of
Yes.
now, if you sign Bauer, I think it's overkill on the starting rotation. Although that Degrom, Bauer, Sonny Gray, Stroman, Syndergaard when he comes back,
Hmm.
which nuts.
Yeah.
Uh, but it's Sonny Gray for Andres Jimenez and Drew Smith. So Drew Smith was kind of he was kind of a nice he pitched in 2018. So we acquired him from the Rays for Lucas Duda. Remember him? Um, and I know he missed all of 2019 with Tommy John. Came back last year. Was actually kind of decent out of the bullpen. We put him in some tough outings. Like we would put him on with runners on, he would get out of it for us. So he pitched well at the beginning, kind of tailed off towards the end of the year. You probably remember him. He gave up that grand slam to Gary Sanchez.
Oh, that was Drew Smith?
Yeah, Drew Smith. Yeah,
No way.
yeah, Drew Smith. And I've
Huh.
talked about how I'm a big Andres Jimenez guy, but this is the time to trade your shortstop away because the amount of shortstops on the market next year is now. Granted, I don't think all of them are hitting the market. I think Seager's getting re-signed. I think Lindor will be traded and signed with that team. Um, which there's a report that he's not crazy about playing in New York, but the guy for me that I would want, if it's not Lindor, is Trevor Story. I don't know why I'm such a big fan of this guy, but he just does all things the Mets don't do well. Right-handed bat, hits for power, uh, insanely fast on the bases,
Speed and
great
ease.
glove, great glove. And what did you say?
I was just saying what you were just saying.
Yeah, and you don't have to trade anything. You just have to sign him. So that's why I don't want to really trade for Lindor right now because you have a decent shortstop and the lineup's already great. And obviously Lindor, huge upgrade. You already have a decent shortstop who's good defensively, if considering you roll Jimenez, or if you want to go Rosario, I'm not completely done with him. I got into a discussion with a Mets fan. He said I'd rather have Rosario. I'm like, yeah, Rosario definitely has a higher ceiling, but Jimenez does what we don't do well. He runs the bases well. He plays really good defense, which is kind of what we need. Which, especially with this DH, this might be the worst. If the team right now let's say the offseason didn't happen, the Mets team right now, I think would be a historically horrific defensive team. Let me just tell you
Ooh,
this: Pete Alonso at first base, below average defender. Jeff McNeil, good
very,
defender. Jimenez, good defender.
yeah.
They're both McNeil, I'd say above average. Jimenez, very good. JD Davis, below average. Dom Smith, terrible, left field. Brandon Nimmo, center field. And Michael Conforto's pretty good out there. Oh yeah, Tomas Nido behind the plate. Can't throw out a runner to save his life. Noodle arm back there. But he,
He can block
he
pretty
can
well,
frame,
though.
he can block, yeah, but noodle arm back there. And super inaccurate too. He's made some just
Oh,
he almost killed Jason Vargas once. I think it was him. Who like threw the ball. Vargas had a duck fast, but yeah, I would do that trade in a heartbeat. Sonny Gray's getting paid almost nothing too, and dude, his 2019 was amazing, and no one talked about it. And
yeah.
he had a very good last year. I know people are, oh well, coming back to New York, he wasn't good in New York, the first time. Yeah, but that's the Yankees. That's different. Like
That
also, there's way more pressure there. I know the Mets are kind of starting to become this like big team. They're not the Yankees yet, and that it pains me to say, obviously, but they're not the Yankees.
that's right. Take a seat. Know your place.
Hey, not yet, I said. And also, the dude pitched some of his best games of his career in Great American Ballpark. Is that what it's called? Great
Yep,
American.
yep.
Yeah. I think the dude can pitch well in City Field. Um, the second trade is Josh Hader for J.D. Davis and Corey Oswalt. Again, I would do this in a heartbeat. I really like J.D. Davis, but I think, he kind of declined a bit last year. His defense isn't very good. Better in third than it is in left. But now I would especially do this trade if Mets sign DJ LeMahieu, which I'm not about them signing him because I don't think we need him necessarily. I would like him, but don't really need him. I talked about how the Cano suspension. Everyone was like, oh, DJ LeMahieu. I'm like, no, we got Jeff McNeil. We're good there. But this now you move McNeil or LeMahieu to third, keep one of them at second, whichever way you want to go, and then you got the best reliever in baseball in your bullpen. How scary would that team
Ooh,
be, man?
ooh, that would be terrifying, especially in City Field, because the ball doesn't really fly there. It's cold. It's big. Josh Hader's strikeout or high, high fly balls. So if you put him in a park where there is very low temperature, probably pretty windy because it's right next to the ocean,
Right.
you're probably not going to be seeing too many home runs from Josh Hader. You'd have quite the bounce
Yeah, and
back.
you already don't see that many in the first place. Like occasionally he'll give up a long ball, but that's just kind of hanging a slider, like normal, stuff like that.
Hmm.
I know
Yeah.
like there's that, he gave up to Matt Chapman. I think it was a walk off in Oakland. But yeah, and Corey Oswalt isn't good anyways. So he had a couple good outings last year. Kind of as that um depth rotation guy. You keep that in minor leagues or the alternate site, something like that. So those are just two trade proposals. I would do both of them, especially the one with Hader. If you signed LeMahieu as kind of an
Oh,
instant
I think the
fix.
first one was a lot better for
Oh,
you guys.
I'd rather do the last one because I want Trevor Story so bad next year. I can't, dude. I I would love it,
You
man.
got to stop asking for so much. There's
I
only
know.
so
That's
much
why I'm
money.
kind of thinking like we got to chill out this offseason, but also you're not really paying that many other guys. You got to extend Conforto, and I think DeGrom has an opt out in like 2 years, which I don't know if he'd take just because he's getting up there. But yeah, you're not paying that many guys. A lot of guys are still pre-arb, and I'd rather sign Trevor Story than trade for Lindor, giving up a ton of prospect capital. So yeah.
Mhm.
So we're gonna go into some more. I did see a Yankee rumor. Um,
Oh, with the
Josh
Pirates?
Bell and
Oh my God.
dude, why?
Okay,
Why?
okay. Can I take this? Can I
Yeah,
take
yeah.
the
Oh,
roof
of
here?
course, go for it.
It's horrible.
Oh,
It's
awful.
absolute batshit.
Yeah,
So
Jameson Tyone, injury prone bum. He can be good, but injury prone as hell.
last time he pitched was in
Two
May of
Tommy,
2019.
yeah, two Tommy Johns. I think he's had two Tommy Johns. I think he
Yup.
had cancer too,
Yeah, yeah.
which is unfortunate.
Props to
Glad to
him.
hear. Yeah, glad to hear he's bounced back from that. And then we talked about our overrated players that the Pirates, as bad as they are, they have two of the most overrated players in the league, and Josh Bell is one of them. Like,
Yeah, so oh,
yeah,
I
yeah, go
think
for it, go for it.
yeah, so not only is he incredibly overrated, and he also isn't that good against left-handed pitching, which is kind of like the opposite of what we would kind of be bringing him in for, or not necessarily. I worded that weirdly, but either way, if we traded for him, that would basically mean that we're getting rid of my Lukey Pookie, and if we get
That's
rid
a
of Luke
huge
Voigt,
downgrade.
it's such a fucking downgrade.
If
I
you're
don't
changing, a position player, you want to get a guy who does something the Yankees don't
good,
do well. You want no. The Yankees have extremely their lineup isn't very dynamic because the majority of their lineup does the same thing. Big righty power bat strikes out a ton. Luke Voigt is one of them, and you can
but
get a
they
guy
work
like
counts.
Francisco
That's the thing.
Lindor, lefty, puts the ball in play a bunch, steals base like someone like that. Not lefty switch hitter, but he solves that left-handed solution. But
Hmm.
Josh Bell doesn't do anything that besides that switch hitter ability. What else does he do that would make your lineup more dynamic
I think he
from
would actually kind
Josh
of
Bell?
fit
Or,
towards the theme of our lineup more than Lindor would. Not saying that's a good thing because he's not that good, but I mean, we kind of live our lives by going deep into at bats, taking walks, working counts, which allows us to get starters out of games earlier and get deeper into a bullpen in not just a game but a series. That's kind of what we're built on. So that's why I love DJ so much because I mean he's so fun to watch
yeah, man, it'd be
compared to
sucks to see him
everybody
go to
else.
another team.
Yeah, that's why I really want him back because then we would really have only maybe Gio Urshela and Clint Frazier who really like you know not working at bats and swinging early and swinging often. So Lindor would be fun to watch, but I don't think he would necessarily be that super productive guy that we need.
Well, you also need
Defensively.
a better defensive shortstop too.
That is incredibly true.
Yeah.
No
So
discussion there.
speaking of defensive shortstops, good segue to recent MLB news. Everyone's second favorite team, the Los Angeles Angels, made
Woo!
a trade for two Iglesiases. Iglesii, plural. Iglesii. I like that.
Yeah, Iglesias.
So the Angels have signed, or no, traded for Jose Iglesias from the Blue Jays. I don't know what the return is, but I think it's some prospects. I could look that up, but who cares? Um, uh, Good move by the Orioles because you'd be able to retain the guy and then flip him for some prospects, keep that rebuild going.
Mm.
As much as I think this was kind of a fluky season for Jose Iglesias, you can't deny how good he was. And worst case scenario, he's a great defensive shortstop that'll help out your pitcher a lot.
Yeah, he's
Um,
just Simba 2.0.
exactly. And he's going to cost a lot less.
Exactly.
Obviously, decline Defensively, I think he might actually hit better, especially age wise. But Anderson Simmons hasn't been hitting the past couple years. But which I'm curious to see where he goes. I want him to go to. Excuse me. I want him to Oakland so bad. Him and Matt Chapman over there.
Oh, that'd be so. Yo, and then they get Colton Wong too.
Oh, they got it. And then Olsen that's the best
Oh my
defender at
goodness.
each place in the. Oh, we have to, dude. Those pitchers
Trinity.
are. Jesus Lazaro is winning Cy Young because
Facts.
ground ball. What are you gonna do? And then you bring
Oh,
back Robbie Grossman, left field. He's good out there.
yep.
Ramon Laureano, okay. Mark Canna, not great, but okay. But
Marcana stuck.
yeah, the ball ain't going to the outfield. You pitch sinkers. Get Zach Britton in
Furballs.
Oakland.
Yeah.
Get Zach Britton in Oakland. Nothing but ground
Holy
balls.
shit.
And then best
Oh, wait.
man, we're geeking out right now.
Yeah, you're not getting Zach Britton for at least a couple more years, though,
Oh, I
because the
know.
Yankees,
No, I'm just fantasizing. I'm like, imagine
that would be
Zach
sick, though.
Britton in that infield.
Oh,
He'd win Cy Young and MVP as a reliever.
oh, for sure. He'd top that
Zero
really.
ERA. Yeah, he'd have a zero
Yeah.
ERA.
He had the what, 0.6 a couple years back with the Orioles?
Yeah, something crazy like that.
Yeah, now he's getting a .2.
Oh,
Calling it right now.
no, I'm saying I'm going more zero.
You're going straight 0?
Jake Diekman almost did it in Oakland. Why can't Britton do it?
That's very true. That's very true. I mean, but then again, Jake Diekman is like one of the, filthiest, and
Yeah.
also he's just got a lot more pitches.
Oh, that's true.
Like, Chaz Rose slider?
Oh, it's insane.
Yeah, well, Jake Diekman uh, basically revamped his slider going into 2020
Oh, cool. Really?
based off of Chaz Rowe. Yeah,
Oh,
and now he
nice.
has basically a Chaz Rowe caliber slider coming in like 3-4 miles an hour harder.
Chazzo's a righty though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Diekman's lefty. Cool,
Mhm.
man.
And he
And then,
throws like sidearm.
yeah, it's like kind of herky jerky. Not quite, what's his name? Taylor, uh, uh, Tyler Rogers.
Nowhere near Tyler level.
Yeah, no, that's like virtually underhand. But
Mhm.
yeah. Angel also traded for another Iglesias, Rizel Iglesias, or Iggy as he's called in Trevor Bauer's videos.
Iggy.
Not, had a bounce back year. Wasn't great the year before, but known for staring at the sky with his hands up for kind of an awkward amount of time after he saves the game. Nothing against that. You do the religious stuff. I'm totally game for that, but it's kind of funny in my opinion. But this video is 100% getting like claimed or something. Yeah.
Demonetized.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not
Our
monetized in the
channel's being
first
shut
place.
down.
Yeah, we're gonna get terminated. The community guideline strike. But
Yep.
stud pitcher. He's probably gonna be right now. He would be the closer at the where that bullpen is. I expect them to sign some more guys. They obviously got rid of Hansel Robles. Another dude who likes pointing up in the sky for all the wrong reasons. I never thought about that. Yeah, Rizel points up to the sky in good way. Hanzo not in a bad way. Which I don't know if you've ever seen him like give up home runs. The amount of time from the ball hitting the bat to his finger going up in the air is actually like impressive.
Yeah, we should really time that. Kind of like the erase. That should be the new sabermetric.
What finger? Yeah, what's
Yeah.
we gotta come up with like a good like we take the letters and make a word. Hold up.
Acronym.
Fua, finger up air is Fua, and it's X.
Oh, futa.
What?
Finger up. Oh, wait. Yeah,
Finger
fua.
time up air. FT is FTUA.
F2A. Like
his
F4?
Yeah, F2A. Yeah, F2A Tunga Vailoa, the quarterback. No, his reflexes must be insane. But anyways, Rice Iglesias is very good pickup, and they gave almost nothing to pick him up, which I hate to see the Reds doing that. I just hate seeing teams go all in for 1 year and then they just give up. Like I know a lot of their offensive pieces didn't really live up to expectations, but like now they're trading Sonny Gray. you went from a insane rotation to kind of below average one,
Hmm.
and it
Well, I mean, it's hard when your best player is a free agent at the end of the year and you know you can't get him back.
yeah, that's true. But I just hate hate seeing good fun teams like that just dismantle. Like it's not like they're gonna affect the Mets until the playoffs, which at this
Oh,
rate,
for sure.
I don't think the Reds are making the playoffs. But I don't know. I just hate seeing like good teams just get dismantled. I hate seeing teams
Hmm.
rebuild when they don't need to. Like if you're the
Yes.
Orioles or the Tigers or the Royals, then yeah, you got to rebuild. But for them, nah. Um, so also, White Sox made a big trade for Lance Lynn, uh, kind of at his best with
Woo-hoo.
the Cardinals. He's teaming up with his former manager for a few months until he gets fired, and Tony La Russa, which I saw on Talking Baseball, John Boy. Like they're talking about they saw like an Instagram post of like the people they've hired, um, to like on his staff, and they're like, here's a list of interim manager candidates for the White Sox. Um, I think it's like a meme at this point, just make fun of
Yeah, oh,
La
for sure.
Russa, but like, hey, Bledson had his best years with La Russa, so you never know. Now what's nice about this is that it was like extremely fair. The Rangers might have even won this actually because
Oh, I think they
Rangers
did.
aren't going anywhere, and they get a major league, if not close to major league ready pitching
He was
prospect
good
in,
last year.
yeah, Dane Dunning. I think he had like around
3.9
three,
ERA.
yeah, like upper three ERA, which for a rookie pitcher like that and kind of an odd season, that's good.
That's
Um,
very good.
yeah, so that's it. It's nice seeing teams, you know, like we're obviously fans of our team, but we're also big baseball fans. So it's nice to see teams that like I don't have any resentment towards either team. I actually really like the White Sox.
I love
I
the
like
White Sox.
yeah, which you probably shouldn't when they beat the Yankees in the playoffs. But
All right, I won't love them then.
yeah, I know. Yeah, when the Mets play them in the World Series, ooh, I'm going there. Now I don't think either team's quite there, but yeah, they're getting there close. Um,
Tragic.
yeah, but yeah, Dane Dunning, right-handed pitcher for Lance Lynn, right-handed pitcher. It's just I feel like it's a trade just to get the more known guy, and the White Sox are really going for it, which is nice to see.
Hmm.
And Lance Lynn had a very good year last year. He wasn't traded at the deadline, and there was a report that came out why that he would have threatened to opt out if he got traded to a team he didn't want to, which makes no sense because you don't opt out with Texas, like one of the worst teams in the league.
He wanted to test out the new stadium,
Yeah, new
man.
stadium, the sick new uniforms.
Oh yeah, the baby blue.
Yeah.
He and
Oh,
his
the
big
powder
fat
bills are
belly
sweet.
looking
Yeah, yeah.
sexy.
Dude, he needs to shave his beard a bit too, man. My
Oh
God.
yeah.
That thing got. I was watching a Dodger game with my friend, and he saw Justin Turner's beard, and he was like, "Oh, that's disgusting. Don't you get like food and stuff up in there?" I'm like, "Yeah, I guess."
Oof.
I'm like, "I
Oof.
guess," but not much experience with that. But yeah, man, we get off topic. We talk about random things, but oh well. But yeah, Lance Lynn to the White Sox, and surprisingly, the most active team this offseason has been the Royals so far, and they signed Carlos
Yeah, like what's up
Santana.
with that?
You know what? Who did they say? They got Mike Minor, Michael A. Taylor, and now Carlos Santana. Which oh
Are the
shit,
Royals in contention?
I forgot I was no. I forgot I was gonna do this. I was gonna play like a little Carlos Santana, the guitar player, like because me, I'm a music
Oh,
guy. I was gonna play
mhm.
like a famous riff from him, but fuck, I forgot to do that. But yeah, Carlos Santana, the baseball player, not the guitarist. Um, but I don't understand it really from the Royals.
Yeah, what?
Yeah,
What?
don't try and go for it. If anything, you get him, play him well, get him playing well, and then blow up the
Trade
team,
him.
trade everyone. The fact that they have so many, a couple good players on the team that are still there, is like. But also, dude, like it's just their good players are a bit older too. That's the issue with them. Like Santana, I
Hmm.
think he's like 34 or something.
34, 35, yeah.
Yeah, Whit Merrifield's getting up there. Hunter Dozier,
32.
yeah, Hunter Dozier, I think's late 20s.
Salvi's pretty old
Salvi's
too.
getting up there. Like, if your good players were young, that's fine, but trade them now. These guys aren't going to have much value for a while. And I know they got some stud pitching prospects coming up. They got Bubich. Brad Keller, he's already up. And some of these guys already played. And then what's his name? Brady Singer, right?
Oh yeah, Brady Singer.
Yeah, they made some appearances last year, but they got some, good, pitching for the future. You want to get, they don't really have much offense. They got Bobby Witt Jr. I'm not too familiar with, their prospect system, but yeah, I think
Bobby Witt Jr. is going to be a stud.
yeah, he's gonna be great. So they got, their shortstop for the future. But dude, trade they should have traded Soler after his monster season because
Yeah, what? Like what?
yeah, you got to trade guys when their value's high. That's
Why
what
didn't they trade Salvi last year? It
yeah
upsets me
yeah
because he's not going to repeat it.
yeah he might.
I don't think it's happening. I don't think he's going to post another 890 OPS.
Okay, yeah, maybe not that high, especially a player like him who refuses to walk. But
Yeah,
yeah, he could still be a very good player.
that is true.
So yeah, I don't really understand this move. I don't understand why Carlos Santana wanted to go to the Royals, except for if their offer was so good. But I don't think any like as good. He's a good player, but kind of an aging first baseman isn't the
Hmm.
most attractive kind of player to sign. But
Yeah, now
he got a 2 year
he does
contract.
nothing
So
else but walk.
yeah, that's true. He had like 135, but had like a really high on base percentage last year.
Hmm.
But
But he
had a
doesn't
great.
have any power anymore.
Yeah, that's true. He had a great 2019 though.
That is, yep.
So we're gonna go to the. We're gonna briefly discuss the all MLB teams. So there's the first team and the second team.
Oh
I'm
man,
gonna go through each. We can have a little bit of reaction there, and then we're gonna talk about guys who got snubbed, guys on the second team who should have been on the first team, guys on the first team should have been on the second team, and guys who shouldn't have been there at all. So first team, catcher Salvador Perez. I think we both agree he should have been there.
yep.
Freeman at first, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean,
It's kind of hard when you got two MVP first basemen, but I think he was slightly the better out of the two.
mhm.
So and then LeMahieu at second base, um,
Woo!
Fernando Tatis at shortstop. I don't agree with this. Actually, I think it should have gone to Trey Turner, who isn't even on the second team. But I guess
No
that's what
way.
happens when you play on a team that wins the World Series and then falls off a cliff.
Uh-huh.
But people didn't realize how good. And I know I hate the Nationals too, but no bias aside, like I think Trey Turner should have been the shortstop. I think
I think
Fernando
he
Tatis,
he definitely deserved it more, but I think they just went with Tatis because he's the more
he's so good
marketable
for the
player.
game. Yeah, he's just so
Yes,
good for the game. Yeah. Manny Machado at third base. I agree
deserved.
with this. Yep. Uh, Outfield, Mookie Betts, Mike Trout, Juan Soto. I think I agree with. Yeah, I think that's who I voted for.
That is who I voted for.
Yeah, like who are the other stud out? Well, we'll look at the second team when we get there. But then, DH Marcelo Ozuna. That's who I voted for.
Hmm.
And then, so starting pitchers, Shane Bieber, obviously. Trevor
Triple
Bauer,
crown.
obviously. Yeah, you got to put the Cy Young guys on there. And then you, Darvish, Max Fried, and Jacob DeGrom. So I put Jacob DeGrom on there. I believe I also put I believe I also put you, Darvish. And I think I put, was it the dude from, oh, yeah, I think I
Danielson?
put Nelson Lamet or
Yes, that is correct. He should have
over
been there.
Max Fried. Max Fried had a great year, but I'd slightly give the edge to Nielsen Lamet.
Hmm.
So that's a little hiccup with this list. But and then Liam Hendricks, Nick Anderson.
This is the big snub. This is the biggest snub of the
So
thing.
Devin Williams, without a doubt, should have been on here.
Yeah,
Should have been
like
Devin Williams and
what?
probably Nick Anderson. Yeah,
What? The man doesn't. He gave
and
up
below
one
one
run.
ER. Yeah, below one ERA as a rookie.
Point 0.5.
Yeah.
And the
So
highest strikeouts per nine I've ever seen.
yeah, whose spot should he have?
18.
Wow. Wait, what?
2 per inning.
Holy shit! That I didn't know that. That's crazy.
It's insane. The highest ever, I'm pretty sure. I mean, obviously, this season doesn't really count, but it's
It
still the
can.
highest.
It counts in some aspects. If it's like an all time record, then no, it doesn't really count. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it counts, but it just has an asterisk.
yeah, kind of like the 2017 World Series, or at least it should. Which I was thinking about this, dude. Am I how much are Mets fans gonna accept George Springer? I guess we got JD Davis. Like he was part of it, but not really.
I mean,
Maroon
as long as
Connection.
he
No one really
hits, I
cared.
think you
Yeah,
guys are gonna
yeah. Springer was a
warm up
stud
to
with
him.
yeah. Springer was a stud without the trash cans, anyways. So yeah.
Yeah.
So Devin Williams, whose spot should he have taken? Liam Hendricks or Nick Anderson?
Probably Liam
Probably Liam
Hendricks.
Hendricks, as great
Yeah.
as he is, Um, and I hope that's another guy I hope the Mets sign. But and
Ooh.
which, like I said, I'd rather save the money for Trevor Story next year. But I'm gonna really start, being like, yo, Trevor Story, man, make it happen,
I think
Stevie.
we gotta flip Mike Brasso and Trevor Story with you. I think
No,
he's your favorite.
Mike Rosso's still my boy because not many people know him. It's like Tyler Rogers, like no one cares about him. But for me,
I
like Trevor Story's a star. Brosso's like my guy, like
hmm
that.
He
That
feels you.
yeah, that isn't
You
really
feel him.
known by other people. He's not my favorite player in the league. That probably goes
Obviously.
to either DeGrom or Alonso.
Hmm.
Probably Alonso just because he kind of brings that. Not
Energy.
necessarily as a player, but yeah, I have his jersey, so which I gotta really step up my jersey game. But
Same.
uh, I have two Blue Jays jersey actually that I got at Marshalls for like $20. So
Oh,
I
really?
have a blue Donaldson jersey, and then I have the red Canada Day one. It's a no name, so yeah, I gotta step up my
Those
jersey
jerseys
game.
are sick.
Those are what?
Sick. The
Oh
red
yeah, they
ones.
are the red ones. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I gotta get a Degrom jersey. Conforto, Dom Smith, Bauer, a few signs, 100%. But I'm DH gating that shit. I'm not spending that much money, especially the
Yeah.
new ones. I think I got my Alonso jersey on eBay, and then I have a a, a children's medium David Wright when I was like 9. So yeah.
Oh, I got a Teixeira one like that.
Oh nice, dude. That's actually the worst signing in Yankees history.
Teixeira?
Yep. You want to know why? Because the
What?
comp pick the Angels got for him, they drafted Mike Trout.
Oh. Oh, well, that was the foolish video, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that.
But anyways, moving on to the second team. JT Realmuto,
Huh.
I agree with that.
Yep.
Abreu, yeah, because it's second best out of the two MVPs.
It's unfortunate.
B Lau, Brandon Lau. Who else is there? Yes. Um, Corey Seager, I would have put Tatis here and Trey Turner on the first one, but Seager probably definitely comes in third.
Yeah.
Um, Jose Ramirez, J Ramp, definitely. He was in the MVP talk as well. So then
Hmm.
Acuna, Yastrzemski, and Michael Conforto. Let's go. I forgot to celebrate DeGrom, but everyone knew he was making that.
Yeah.
I didn't really
Not
expect
good.
Conforto to make it. I think the Mets fans really came out for him because he had an insanely good season. Um, the Mets fans really showed up for him, kind of like the Cubs fans did last year with the All Star vote, where all like three shitty Cubs outfielders made it. Do you remember that?
I
They all
think
made
I do. I think I do.
the final vote or whatever. But yeah,
Yeah.
so Acuna, great year, slow start, but great year. Yastrzemski definitely should have been on here.
Hmm.
Um, Thinking about the other stud outfielders, I'm actually kind of okay with this.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, and then Nelson Cruz with the Twins. The dude's like 40 years old and hitting tank still.
Big
So
Papa.
yeah, probably needs to get PED tested like he has in the past, obviously. But
Are you kidding me?
yeah.
Stop this hate. Get this off of
Oh,
here.
I know he's got. I don't want him joining. My boy Robbie.
Yeah, you love
Oh,
Robbie.
I love Robbie. Oh, fuck Robbie. And then starting pitcher Denilson Lamet, second best pitcher in New York Garrett Cole, Clayton Kershaw,
Woo.
Kenta Maeda, Hyunjin Ryu are the 5 starting pitchers. Yeah, not an issue with this at all actually.
Oh no, for real.
It looks like baseball fans have a brain. Sweet. Um, and then Brad Hand, Devin Williams. I would have switched out Devin Williams for Liam Hendricks. Put Devin Williams on the first team,
And I
Hendricks
think
on the
Brad Hand
second
could have
team.
been. I think Brad Hand could have been replaced by somebody too, if
Like
I remember
who? Zach
correctly.
Britton. Like who?
No,
Jake
I
Diekman.
remember when I was voting.
I think Jake
Can't
Diekman.
think of
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
either
Jake
like
Diekman.
Jake
That's who it is.
Diekman or Drew Pomeranz. One of those like herky jerky lefties who had like a didn't give up a run for a while. Who were both on my
Yes.
fantasy team. I'm
Yes.
gonna associate those two guys for the longest time. Like two wafer guys I picked up who had like a 0 ERA the majority of the season.
That's yeah. That's
Who
their
are kind
name
of
now.
journeymen. Yeah. So yeah, that's the All MLB team. So now Ben, I want to get your reaction on this list I found out. I'm not going to say who made it. I don't want to call them out like that.
All right.
Top 10 catchers in the MLB. It's a pretty prominent account. They have 6,000 followers and nice graphics. So we made a top 10 catcher video a while ago, but some files on my computer went bye, which is lovely, and that was one of them. But luckily, that got me to buy a hard drive, so now I have everything backed up. Woohoo! Which is
Yay.
also why, if you guys noticed, the last thumbnail was different from the other ones. I'm gonna keep it that way. I know our thumbnails are like horrifically bad. I don't know what I'm doing. Someone wants to, buy me Photoshop or do it for me.
I got you. I got you. Can
oh,
I can I try
you're
it?
good with that stuff?
I mean, I can try.
Oh, it's good. Better than with the shit I was doing myself. So yeah, go for it.
Let's go.
Well, making moves live on the air. Let's go. All right. So the list, should we go 10 to 1 or 1 to 10?
I think we go. Oh, I don't know. I think I like reading 1 to
The
10.
post starts 1 to 10. So
Yeah,
that's
let's do
where I'll
1 to
go.
10.
So it already starts terrible. Has Yasmani Grandal
What?
over
When
Real
has he ever
Muto,
been number one?
which
Ooh.
he put up the stats from last year, I think, which of course, all this advanced shit that's like a different language to me. But
What
uh
are they? What are they?
well, I think this might be career stats because it has Yasmani Grandal's 826 OPS, which I'm pretty
Oh
sure he
yeah,
didn't
I'm
have
pretty sure
last
it's
year.
760 something last year.
Yeah, which I know he didn't have last year, so I think this is career wise or last couple seasons. Oh, from 2018 to 2020. My bad, my bad. So this is
Okay.
the lot. So within those years, but also there's some like young catchers who, number 4, you're going to be pissed off. I'm just saying, but I think this is more relevant to now, but it's taking in mind 2018 to 2020.
All
Um,
right.
all right, number 2, JT Real Muto. I would flip the 2.
Obviously.
3, Christian Vasquez, definitely a top 10
What?
catcher, not number 3 whatsoever.
3?
Especially these past couple years, he's had like 2 good years. But Vasquez way too high. Good player, definitely a top 10 catcher, but no, not number 3.
No way.
Okay,
Oh my fucking god. Here we go. I'm bracing myself. I think I know who's here.
Mitch Garver.
Mitch Garver?
Yes. Yeah,
Like Mr. 500 OPS, Mitch
yeah.
Garver?
91 good at bats in his career with this one good year, which he was incredible in. But other than that, and not the greatest defensively or anything.
He sucks.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Mitch Garver.
Mitch Garver.
Yep. All right. Number 5 is our boy Will Smith. I think we agree with that. We're really high on him.
Oh yeah. We love
Travis,
Will.
Yeah, Travis Darno, number 6. I think it's fair, especially how good he was last year. I think around that, I'd put him a bit lower than that. Just I'd put some other guys higher. But yeah, Darno. Gary Sanchez somehow number 7.
Oh my god.
No,
my god.
Even you can agree with that. Which
Oh my god.
all right, 8, Wilson Contreras. You think it's too high. I think it's too low. I'm higher on him than you are. Okay, so remember our most overrated player on each team, and I talked about the Braves and how people consider this guy a top 10 catcher.
No, he's not on here.
Tyler Flowers,
What?
number 9. Yep.
Wait a minute here. When has he had a remotely close to average hitting season? Ever?
He never had. I think it's his advanced. That's the arguments I've gotten, is that people start spewing me all these fucking advanced numbers at me about like his framing and like some fucking stat catch.
You need to be able to hit.
Yeah, 717 OPS. That's
Career?
a top 10 catcher. No, from 2018 to 2020.
All right,
Dude,
from 2018 to
Dude's
2020.
replacement is on this list. I think that says everything. They signed, the Braves signed old ass Brian McCann to be the main guy because Tyler Flowers isn't good enough. Dude's like, and defensively cool, can't throw out for shit. Framing, who gives a fuck when can't hit, and there's way better hitters on here who can also frame. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Is that your phone?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
It's
my bad.
vibrating like crazy. Yeah, it's really loud. You're good. All right. You thought that was bad? Guess who number 10 is? Buster Posey. I'm assuming Ben walked away. I know we don't have a visual, but that's what it sounded like.
I just slammed my phone into the ground.
Yeah. What? Top 10? Yeah, of the
Has he
decade.
even
Yeah,
played?
he didn't play last year. 715 OPS.
In what year? 2018?
2018 to 29 to 2020.
I thought he didn't play in 2019 either.
Yeah, no, he did. He was just bad.
Shit, he must have been super bad if I don't even know he played.
That's bad.
Get the fuck out of the list. I don't even know if he makes the Hall at this point.
No, he does. Dude won an MVP, which I know doesn't say everything, but like he had a great prime. I think he makes the Hall. He's not,
All right.
he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer in my opinion, but I think he makes it. All right,
All
let me
right.
read you some of the comments. Where's James McCann? I agree. Why is Contreras so low? All right, boo, this page blows. And he responded with yes, very much actually, which I think is hilarious. Austin Nola, which he claims is number 11, which is actually a Mariners account. Recommended, which sticking up for their old
I would agree
pal.
with that. I mean, if you want to talk advanced metrics, then why isn't
No,
Austin
he's
Nola on your list?
yeah better than fucking Mitch Garver and Tyler Flowers and Buster
Mitch Garver
Posey.
isn't good
Yeah,
advanced metrically.
yeah. All right. Jacob
Or
Stallings.
staying.
Someone commented Stallings question mark. And he says he's 15. No, not even close to that. Um,
I think
maybe he
that
is.
person must just be like thinking that Jacob Stallings insane because they have no knowledge of baseball and just play MLB the Show. Because
Oh,
Jacob
is he
Stallings
big?
got
Is he good on the show?
he got one super good card because there was nobody else on the Pirates deserving of one.
Oh yeah. What? Yeah, you
So
got
that's
yeah.
the reasoning
What?
there.
Colin Moran isn't good enough.
Yeah.
Josh Bell and Cole Tucker.
Cole
Um.
Tucker, oh my god.
Um. Yeah. Let me find. I was surprised to see Vasquez that high. Um.
That's the only thing you were
Sanchez.
surprised?
Sanchez underrated. No. Um. JT better than Gandal. Garver a bit too high. Had a real bad year. You don't say. So what I'll make sure to do is I'm gonna keep up with this guy's rankings, and if they're as bad as that one, we're really gonna dive in.
Oh
Um,
yes. Oh yes,
I'm
please.
kind of triggered. I don't see any batting average on there, so yeah, all this WRC whatever is getting me all confused. I'm just kidding, but well, I'm
Wait a
not.
minute,
I,
wait a
I don't
minute. He
care.
goes by WRC plus, but he still has Tyler Flowers at number 5 or 4 or 6.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think he put any like framing numbers either, which is
Uh,
like
uh,
which is the reason why I've been told
he's in.
Tyler Flowers is a top 10 catcher.
Yeah, that's his
I
only case for being a catcher.
my next door neighbor's a big Braves fan. I told him how there's a bunch of Tyler Flowers soldiers on Instagram telling me I don't know anything about baseball, and he just laughed. He thought, wait, what the hell? Tyler Flowers, really?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Um, all right. So now we're going to talk a bit. This is the last topic I have. We'll probably break into more conversation, but we're going to talk about the current state of the Philadelphia Phillies, which what I really want to do, I want to get a Phillies fan on here and talk about this. On the show that you weren't there, I pitched this idea that I really want. Now, I don't think we'd be able to do this because I don't really know that many channels. Like, I'll explain my idea. So there, there's football channel I watch, Jets, and they would do like get the 4 teams from their division to all kind of have a big debate on like a live stream or something
Uh-huh.
or a video like a podcast.
Mhm.
I really want to do that, but with like baseball, with like the NL East round table and an AL East round table. So I really want to get like a
Oh,
Phillies fan and just shit on them, but ask them like how they're feeling, because as much as I hate the Phillies, this pisses me off too. So if you guys don't know the situation, the Phillies are crying poor, which pisses me off because these owners are fucking billionaires. Okay, they wanted the season not to happen so they didn't lose money. Like
mhm.
losing money for these guys should not be an issue. When you buy a business, you understand that there's a risk in place.
Yes.
Like sure, you don't think there's going to be a global pandemic happening. No one
But
can, but
everybody else in every other industry also
they're
had
losing
to
money.
abide
Yeah,
by it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so now he's crying poor. So the first thing their owner, John Middleton. So I actually watched like a 30-minute video of this Phillies fan sports talk with Broads. He does a bunch of, Philly sports stuff. And
Hmm.
it was music to my ears hearing this guy freaking out about the owner because man, the welfare will pawns, the coupons, they're gone, so I don't have to deal with any of this, you know, poor shit anymore. Um, but so the first thing, I'm pretty sure they fired a bunch of front office guys, and I know
As they
their
should.
yeah, which I know their GM like stepped down or something. Clentak, he was horrific. Um, but they don't have a GM right now. They have like an interim GM who I'm pretty sure is like a Clentak clone. So that's not an issue. So the first thing, player wise, is that they said they can't afford JT Realmuto, which basically you got 2 years of no playoffs, like fourth and third place finishes with JT Realmuto. Sixto Sanchez back to the Marlins, which
Oh.
he'd be the best pitcher on your team probably at his highest potential. Like that guy
Hmm.
in that YouTube video, he said, "I don't think Nola's a number one, a bit too inconsistent." Zach Wheeler pitched like a number one, but he's never been a number one in his career.
And his strikeouts were way down,
Way
so
down, yeah.
that's not a good sign for future.
Well, I think he kind of transitioned more into being a ground ball pitcher in a way. But yeah, it's kind of a guy
Well,
with it,
still, when you throw 97,
yeah, with
you should be able to
nasty
strike
stuff
out.
like that. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not like he's throwing, sinkers low in the zone asking for contact. It's not
Hmm.
like, like Mike Soroka or Kyle Hendricks or someone like that. Like he's pounding the zone, but getting ground
And
balls.
just not getting as many swings and misses. Yeah.
Exactly. So, speaking of Zach Wheeler, then there was a rumor that came out that the Phillies were looking to trade him a year after signing him. Because he's their highest second paid player. Another thing you get while doing all this payroll cutting bullshit is a pissed off Bryce Harper. This dude has been vocal how he wants the team to re-sign Real
He's
Muto.
pissed on average. Now with all of
Yeah,
this.
which dude, I don't really hate Bryce Harper anymore. As a Philly, yeah, I do, but like I kind of like the guy to be honest. After hearing his starting nine interview, I don't know why he just kind of grew on me, but I feel bad
Mhm.
for the guy too because this team signed you signed this dude has been so committed to this team. He signed a $13 million deal, no opt outs, no options, stuff like that. 13 years basically, not no opt outs, shit like that. So he's committed to this team, and now this is what they're doing to him. Like they'd probably try and trade
Yeah.
him if he had a tradable contract, but uh. I don't, and then the owner denied and said he wouldn't trade Zach Wheeler for Babe Ruth, which you just sound like a moron. Saying that, uh, which, like, we know it's true that you were
Well,
trying to
I mean,
trade him. Like, I know, yeah, of course you wouldn't trade him for fucking Babe Ruth. It's Babe Ruth, dumbass. It's Zach Wheeler. Um, but yeah, I don't get. It just pisses me off. If you can't fund the team, sell the team. It just annoys me to see
wow.
these money hungry billionaires. Which John Milton, stay in Philly, please make them suck. Because if they make all these dumb like, and if they're trying to cut payroll, that means they're signing no one. I was scared they were
Yeah.
going to sign a guy like Liam Hendricks, which probably wouldn't do anything because relievers go there to die. Look at
But
Brandon
still, that
Workman.
should have been their number one priority.
Oh, bullpen for sure. But also
Hmm.
look at all the holes on their lineup too. Center field is a fucking disaster. Adam Hazley,
What? Roman Quinn is
Roman
a
Quinn and
god.
Adam Hazley are terrible. Shortstop, you got Gene Segura, meh. Uh, what second base? Scott Kingery, not great. Third base, you got Alec Boehm, but he's more of a first baseman, can't really play third base. You got Reese
Yeah.
Hoskins, but he's coming back from a big injury, and there's no DH, so it's not like you can play. You're gonna have to compromise defense, kind of like what the Mets are doing, and having
Oh yeah,
two
Bohm
first
and
basemen.
Hoskins are gonna have to play
Yeah,
at the same time. Oh
yeah.
god.
So you're probably moving Boehm to third, which is not good, and then left field isn't even great either. You got McCutcheon with Jay Bruce, like, and then
Both of them are
catcher,
bad.
Andrew Knapp. Like, this team has become a disaster, and it
Yeah.
makes me happy. Ha ha ha. Phillies. Whew. Imagine they trade their Zach Wheeler, and then they got Aaron Nola, Spencer Howard, which Phillies fans have kind of starting to he was pretty good, but man, I've never seen a pitch. He threw this hanging curveball to Robinson and know that as soon as it left his hand, I'm like, oh, home run. That's how clearly like how much he hung this ball, um, which was crazy. But
Did it move at all, or was it just like
it looked
straight?
like a BP home run derby ball.
Oh,
It was awful.
oof.
But like right when like right when it was about to be hit, I'm like, oh shit, and then bang,
Yeah, yeah.
Robinson
One of those, but
Cano juiced up on the roids, home run, New York Mets. But yeah,
no, not anymore.
yeah, not anymore. Hopefully we release his ass, or we do what we did to Cespedes, force a grievance and make him restructure his contract.
Hmm.
Um, Something like that. So yeah, Phillies are a disaster right now. Makes me really happy. At this point,
You can
they might even be the fifth place Phillies. I don't think
honestly,
the
yeah,
Marlins are a 1 year wonder, but they might have And the only thing saving the Phillies is Bryce Harper and Joe Girardi. They got a stud manager and a stud right fielder.
yeah.
Um,
Nola's
and
also,
Nola's good, Wheeler's good if they keep him. Bohm's good at first base. Um,
and it's still questionable. He hasn't played half a year yet.
That's true. Yeah, he could just come back down. Like he could, cool off a bunch. Which I don't think.
Hmm.
He's a top prospect. High first round pick for a reason. So I don't expect that. But
But it is still a possibility.
yeah, definitely. So that's kind of all we have to talk about. Anything
One more thing
else?
about the Phillies.
Oh yeah.
Dick Allen passed away. My
Oh yeah.
respects, greatest
Yep.
respect,
Should be a
and
Hall of Famer.
oh my God, for sure.
Crazy. He's
Fuck
not.
you, Philadelphia media.
Well, I
Fuck
think
you all.
him more of a as a White Sox.
Well, still, it's like
Yeah.
he faced an incredible amount of racism, and that's what kept him out of the Hall of Fame. He
Oh,
was
for sure.
a great ball player, powerful, amazing, and he had to wear a helmet running out into right field to avoid bottles and cans
Oh,
being thrown at him.
really? I didn't know that.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yep. And if
That's
you
crazy.
asked any of his teammates from the time, they all considered him to be one of the nicest people they'd ever met in a clubhouse.
Yeah, like that.
So,
That reminds me of the movie 42 with Jackie Robinson. Obviously, he was the first African
oh,
American
of
player to,
course, yes.
and
It's
you see those videos of people calling him man word and stuff. And
hmm
it's just crazy, seeing that. So yeah, man. Rest in peace, Dick Allen. That's really unfortunate. I forgot to mention that. So thanks for remembering that, man. But yeah, man.
of
That's
course.
that's pretty much, you know, the hot stove's definitely heating up. Not crazy. It looked like James McCann was going to sign. I put out some false information on YouTube, which for some reason a video of me giving a 1 minute reaction got
I
over
think it's because you
150, like almost 150 views, and our last couple videos have been doing awful. They have like 8. So yeah, guys.
yeah, I think
Also,
because you put everything in all caps
oh,
and
that
like
might be why.
or maybe like the
Breaking news,
breaking. Yeah.
some
Yeah.
algorithm shit. Yeah. So yeah, guys, please also if you like these videos, please share it too. We need as many viewers as we can, and please subscribe. If you subscribe, comment, and we'll give you a shout out because people like that. Because
And a
that's what
cookie.
YouTubers do, even though
Yep.
it's not like anyone's gonna see it. But yeah, yeah, subscribe and you'll get a shout out. Cause cool.
Uh-huh. It's a very cool shout out.
Yeah.
Only no one has gotten a shout out yet.
No,
That's how insane.
the first
You'd be
Big
the
Apple baseball
first.
banter shout out, and of course you can
Woo!
call in 585 whatever it's probably on the screen or in the
622.
description. 622-4931. Yes.
Woo!
Um. Yeah, it's definitely in the description, probably on the screen. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next time.
See ya.